Okay. In the way of what we are doing here, I will be unable to hear what you are saying. අපිට ඇහෙන්න දාගන්න පුළුවන්ද? මේගොල්ලෝ කතා කරන එක sounds. If possible, we'll put the speakers on, right? So we'll start the session, and as I have told earlier, right, this is going to be kind of an catch-up session. So it will be an online catch-up sessions for advanced level accounting subject, right? So most of you all know me. So I'm Sandeepa Jayasekera, and I'll be there to help you in learning accounting. Okay, right? Okay. Right. So this is a briefing about myself. We'll skip those things. Right. Let's come to the subject accounting. Right. So what we are going to learn is accounting. So this is the key subject in advanced level syllabus. Right. Accounting is the key subject. Accounting is the key subject in advanced level. Right. Now, if you look at the subject here, accounting subject, if you go to the syllabus, of this particular subject, right? So we have 16 topics. In accounting, advanced level accounting, we have to learn about 16 topics. Now these 16 topics you can divide into 10 topics which you are going to cover at grade 12 and 6 topics which you are going to cover at grade 13. Right? So උසස් පෙළ ගිණුම්කරණයේ විෂය ගත්තොත් එහෙම ළමයි උසස් පෙළ ගිණුම්කරණ විෂයේ ඇවිල්ලා වාගේ A level commerce stream එකේ තියෙන ප්‍රධාන විෂය. ඒ කියන්නේ ඔයාලට commerce කරනවා නම් accounts අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම කරන්න වෙනවනේ. Right? That is a fact. Right? That is a key subject. Now when it comes to accounting subject, you got 16 lessons. පාඩම් 16ක් තියෙනවා. And each and every lesson you have separate number of learning outcomes as well. ඒ කියන්නේ එක topic එකකින් topic එකට තව වෙනම ඇතුලේ sub topics තියෙනවා. ඒවයි learning outcomes තියෙනවා. Right? There are a whole lot of it. Topics 16යි යම් lazy කියලා හිතුවට එහෙමවත් නෑ. There are a lot of other things. හරිද? Right. Now if you look at these 16 topics, 10 topics are assigned to grade 12, 6 topics are assigned to grade 13. Okay? Grade 13. Now, when it comes to the exam point of view, these grade 12 topics will cover you around 50% of your examination. ඔයාගේ exam එකෙන් 50ක් විතර cover වෙනවා මෙන්න මේ topics 10. Grade 12 topics 10. Right? Out of the 10 topics in grade 12 in the exam, you are going to get like 50%. Right? 50% of the marks will be from grade 12. Now, you might think, okay, then of course from the grade 13 syllabus, you are going to get another 50%, right? Another 50% of the exam. But frankly speaking, that is about 60%, right? 60% of your exam, right? Okay, how come? Grade 12 is giving you 50%, that we can understand. How come grade 6 is giving us 60%? Then of course in our exam we have 110%. Okay. How come 110%? Right? So frankly it's not 110% guys. It is 100%. Now in our second paper, right? In accounting paper there are 2 papers. One is the first paper. Other one is the second paper. Now in this second paper, there's a question choice, right? You can select certain questions, right? There are certain questions you have to mandatorily do. ඔය අනිවාර්යෙන් කරන්න ඕනි ප්‍රශ්න කිහිපයක් තියෙනවා. And there's a question where you are supposed to select. එක ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනවා එක්කවට අතාරින්න පුළුවන්. Right? ඒක second paper එකේ තියෙන පළවෙනි ප්‍රශ්න දෙක අනිවාර්යෙන් කරන්න ඕනේ. And there's one question you can drop. ඒතකොට මේ question එකත් එක්ක ගත්තොත් it will come to 110%. So they අතාරන ප්‍රශ්න දෙක. So altogether, right, you have around 10%. ඒ කියන්නේ exam එකේ අතාරින ප්‍රශ්නෙත් එක්ක ගත්තොත් 110ක් තියෙනවා. ඔය අතාරින එක තමයි 10%ක් තියෙන්නේ. හරිද? And total if you look at, right, 50% from the grade 12 topics and 60% from the grade 13 topics. හරි. අපි ඔන්න ඔය topics ටික මොනවද කොහොමද කින්දමන්ද කියලා පොඩි විස්තරයක් අපි අරගමු. Right? Advanced level syllabus analysis. Okay? So first of all we need to understand the syllabus no. අපි accounting කියන subject එක තේරුම් ගන්න නම් මුලින්ම ඉතින් syllabus එක පොඩ්ඩක් idea එකක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ. So what is the syllabus? What are the topics that we are going to learn? And how it is getting tested in the advanced level examination. A-level exam එකේදී කොහොමද මේක test වෙන්නේ? So you need to have a basic idea. Right? Thereafter we can learn better. Right? අපිට ඊට පස්සේ මේක පිළිබඳව හොඳට ඉගෙන ගන්න පුළුවන්. Okay? Right. මම මේක ළමයි මෙතන දාලා තියෙන slide එකක් මේක මම explain කරන්නම්. Let me come to the syllabus analysis in a nutshell like this. Okay? Right. Now if you look here, in accounting guys, there are two main branches. Right? Two main branches as financial accounting and management accounting. අපි ඒක අද ඉගෙන ගන්නවා. Right? In accounting there are two main branches called financial accounting and management accounting. Right? Two different aspects, two different disciplines. කියන්නේ ගිණුම්කරණයේ වර්ග දෙකක් තියෙනවා. මූල්‍ය ගිණුම්කරණයයි කළමනාකරණ ගිණුම්කරණයයි කියලා. හරිද? Now in our accounting syllabus we have topics for the financial accounting and we have certain topics for the management accounting. එතකොට අපේ ගිණුම්කරණයේ වර්ග දෙකක් තියෙනවනේ දැන් financial accounting management accounting කියලා. ඒ දෙකටම අදාළව so we have lessons covering both financial accounting as well as the management accounting. Right. Now, if you look at the accounting syllabus, guys, I told you how the 110% came. 110% came out of the extra question. Right? Extra question. Again, අතාරින ප්‍රශ්නයත් එක්ක තමයි ඔය extra මේ question එකත් එක්ක තමයි 110% ආවේ. So in your advanced level accounting syllabus, with the additional question you are going to drop, so it comes to 110%. So out of that 110% guys, 83% is tested from the financial accounting. So මූල්‍ය ගිණුම්කරණයේ පැත්තෙන් test වෙනවා 83%. Right? Now if you look at the financial accounting, right, financial accounting process, there are few major topics. Financial accounting කියන part එක ඇතුලේ major topics කීපයක් තියෙනවා. One let me put the major topics. Right. Now if you look at the major topics, first one is about the introduction. දැන් එතකොට අපි මුලින්ම මේ accounting කියන්නේ මොනවද කියලා දැනගෙන ඉන්න එපේ. හරිද? So from that area, the introduction, what is accounting, what are the definitions, right, what are the concepts which are relevant to accounting, objective of accounting, ඔය වගේ ටිකක් අනම්මනම් ටිකක් තියෙනවා. ඒ part එක තමයි අර first කියන්නේ major topic එක. හරිද? Now in that major topic you will be tested of 21% in your exam. එතකොට accounting වල තියෙනවා discipline එකක් financial accounting කියලා. ඒක ඇතුලේ major topics හතරක් තියෙනවා. හරිද? මේ major topics වලින් එකක් තමයි accounting වලට දෙන introduction එක. මොකක්ද accounting කියන්නේ? accounting වර්ග මොනවද? එතකොට මේ definitions මේ මොනවද මේවා? So that part 21%. Now after you have an understanding about what is accounting, what are these accounting concepts, what are these financial statements, what are these financial statement elements, this and that, right? Thereafter the accounting process will start. හරිද? දැන් මුලින්ම accounting ගැන දැනගත්තට පස්සේ accounting process එක පටන් ගන්නවා. So that part is what we call the information collection. ඒ කියන්නේ තොරතුරු රැස් කරන එක තමයි මුලින්ම සිද්ධ වෙන්නේ. accounting කියන්නේ මොකක්ද කියලා දැනගත්තට පස්සේ accounting start කරන්න ඉපේ. Thereafter comes the info collection part. Right? Information collection. Now that part will test you on 11% of the examination. Exam එකේදී 11ක් විතර වගේ ඔකෙන් test කරනවා. Right. Now you have collected the information. ඔයාද accounting කියන්නේ මොකක්ද කියන එක ගැන දන්නවා. හරිද? මම මේ syllabus එක යන විදිහට කියන්නේ හරිද? Now you know what is accounting and stuff. Now you have collected the information. Now it is our process to prepare the financial statements. So preparing the financial statements, which is our output of accounting, ginum karane nimawuma, right? Preparing the financial statements, your output in accounting, right? From that area in your exam they are going to test you about 46%. 46ක් විතර වගේ area එකෙන් test කරනවා. හරිද? right. දැන් ඔන්න මුලින්ම introduction එක තොරතුරු එකතු කරා, එකතු කරපු තොරතුරු වලින් ගිණුම් කරන වාර්තා ටික හැදුවා. Now once you have prepared the financial statement guys, now it's our duty to analyze, right? Accounts එක හදලා වැඩේ ඉවර වෙන්නේ නැහනේ, right? The financial statements which we have prepared, we have to analyze, right? We have to analyze and we have to find the patterns, we have to find the links, we have to predict what is going to happen. නේ මොනවද වෙලා තියෙන්නේ, මොකද්ද වුනේ, වැඩි වෙයිද අඩු වෙයිද? So you are going to make some predictions, analysis, right? Now that part comes after you have prepared the financials. Now from that area they are going to test you around 5%. Okay, hari. Right. ඔන්න එතකොට financial accounting එකේ major areas ටික මම ඔයාලට කිව්වා. හරිද? දැන් බලමු ඕක ඇතුලේ තියෙන මේ sub topics ටික කොහොමද වෙන්නේ කියලා. Right? Okay. Now first of all under the introduction, හරිද? මේ තමයි මම දැන් ඔය major topics කියන්නේ අපි වෙන් කරගත්ත ටිකනේ. මේ තමයි අර මම කිව්වාට අර topics 16 හැදෙන විදිය. හොඳේ? Right. Now under the introduction, first of all you need to understand the need of accounting. What is accounting? The introduction, the need of accounting. ඇත්තට මොකද්ද මේ accounting කියන්නේ? ඇයි ඇත්තටම අපිට accounting ඕනේ? Right? මේ accounting වලින් මොනවද ඇත්තටම වෙන්නේ? So you need to understand the need of accounting. හරිද? ඒක තමයි අපේ first lesson එක. හරිද? Now from that lesson, right, in the examination you are not going to get a lengthy question. What exam එකේදී නිකන් තඩි ප්‍රශ්නයක් එන්නේ නැහැ, ලකුණු 20ක ප්‍රශ්නයක් 40ක ප්‍රශ්නයක් එහෙම එන්නේ නැහැ. Right? So they are going to test on, you know, from the first paper 1 or 2 MCQs. So අර first paper එකෙන් පොඩි MCQ එකක් වාගේ short answer question එකක් වගේ තමයි test කරන්නේ. හරිද? So the exam weightage is around 2%. exam එකේ බර තැබීම 2% විතර වගේ තමයි. හරිද? Right. Now after you have learned the need of accounting, right? අද අපි මේ syllabus analysis එක කරලා පළවෙනියෙන් මේ පාඩම පටන් ගන්නවා. හරිද? Now after we have learned the need of accounting, thereafter you are going to learn an important lesson called accounting equation. ගිණුම් කරන සමීකරණය කියලා මාතෘකාවක් ඉගෙන ගන්නවා. accounting equation. Now this accounting equation has a exam weight around 13%. එන exam එකේදී ටිකක් බරපතල මාතෘකාවක්. 13% කියන්නේ නිකන් සැලකිය යුතුයිනේ. Right? So around 13% will be tested from accounting equation. ඒ කියන්නේ second paper එකේ වෙනම ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනවා. first paper එකෙත් ප්‍රශ්න දෙකක් තුනක් තියෙනවා. In the second paper you have a separate question. In the first paper you have few questions from accounting equation. හරිද? Right. Now once you have learned the accounting equation guys, you are going to learn about the double entry system, the debit and the credit කියලා ඔය පොඩි concept එකක් තියෙනවා. You are going to learn. So the double entry system, you are not going to get separate questions from that area. Again, double entry system එකෙන් කියලා ප්‍රශ්නයක් එහෙම ඇහෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඒක තව පාඩමකට connect වෙලා තමයි ඇහෙන්නේ. So without knowing the double entries, you can't learn accounting, you can't practice accounting, right? So double entry system is not going to give you a separate percentage per se, but that is one of the important topics. ඒතර ඒකෙන් නමම එහෙම ප්‍රශ්නයක් කියලා එනකොට වඩා ඒක connect වෙනවා අනිත් පාඩම් වලට. Now thereafter you have a lesson called accounting concepts. ගිණුම් කරන සංකල්ප කියලා පාඩමක් තියෙනවා. One of the important lessons. Now in this accounting concepts lesson, right, there will be around examinable area of like 4%. exam එකේදී 4ක් විතර. ඒ කියන්නේ ඒකත් first paper එකෙන් තමයි test කරන්නේ. හරිද? Right. Now this is how the introduction works on. Then අද මම බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ මෙන්න මේ need of accounting කියන part එක පොඩ්ඩක් cover කරගන්න. හරිද? Right. Now thereafter, now once you know what is happening in accounting and stuff, right, you are moving towards the information collection part. තොරතුරු රැස් කරන එක. Right? Now for us to collect the information, we are going to use certain things called source documents, prime entry books and this and that. Now that part is here, the prime entry books. හරිද? Now in your examination it has a weightage around 11%. ඒ කියන්නේ there will be a separate question from this area. second paper එකේ මේකෙන් ප්‍රශ්නයක් එනවා. first paper එකෙත් මේකේ සමහර ප්‍රශ්නයක් දෙයක් එනවා. හරිද? So it's like 11% from this area. Right. ඔන්න එතකොට අපි accounting කියන්නේ මොකක්ද කියලා දැනගන්නවා. ඊට පස්සේ අපි තොරතුරු ටික එකතු කරනවා. Now thereafter we are going to prepare the financial statements. That is our output now. In our entire accounting, our output is going to be preparation of financial statements. හරිද? Now for us to prepare the financials, we need to know the accounting standards. අපි accounts හදන්නේ යම්කිසි ප්‍රමිතයකටනේ. පොඩි පිළිවෙලකට හදන්න දෙපේ. අන්නේ පිළිවෙල තමයි standard එකක් කියලා කියන්නේ. Right? They are giving us the order of how to prepare. Right? So accounting standard is also part of our financial statements. Right? Thereafter you are going to prepare financials for a sole proprietorship, තනි පුද්ගල ව්‍යාපාරයකට, for a manufacturing company. Right? And if you are not properly keeping the accounting records, හරියට accounts තියාගෙන යන්නේ නැති කෙනෙක්ගේ accounts හදන්නේ කොහොමද? Incomplete records. If you are a not for profit organization, so NGOs වගේ තියෙන්නේ, you are not doing businesses for the profit. ලාභය වෙනුවෙන් business කරන කෙනෙක් නෙවෙයි. You are running business for a CSR. Okay. කාට හරි හොදක් කරන්න, for the welfare. If such a company, how we are going to prepare the financial statements, we are going to learn. In a partnership, more than one person together form an entity, a partnership. How we are going to prepare the financials of a partnership, you are going to learn. You are going to learn how we are going to prepare financial statements of company. Right? Company එක කොහොමද අපි accounts හදන්නේ? You are going to learn. අර තේරුණාද? එතකොට තොරතුරු ටික එකතු කරගන්නවා. එක එක types of entities වල partnership ද, company ද, CS මොනවාද, NGO ද, sole proprietorship ද, ඒවට අදාළව accounts හදන එක කරනවා. මේ තියෙන ඒවයින් ප්‍රශ්න ඇහෙන විදි. හරි? Right. Okay. Thereafter the prepared financial statements need to be analyzed. අපි හදපු account set එක analyze කරගන්න දෙබේ. Right? So for that we are going to use the ratios. අපි ඒකට පාවිච්චි කරනවා අනුපාත කියලා જાතියක්. Right? So there is another lesson you are going to learn. So from ratios they are going to test around 5% of your exam. Exam is ඊට 5ක් විතර වගේ මේ area එකකින් test වෙනවා. Ratios වලින්. හරිද? Now this part is what we call the financial accounting. මම කියනවා accounts වල parts දෙකක් තියෙනවා කියලා. Financial accounting part එකයි management accounting part එකයි. ඒව මොනවද කියලා අපි ඉගෙන ගන්න බය වෙන්න එපා. Financial accounting part will in the exam it is going to get tested around 83%. 80ක් 83ක් විතර financial accounting තමයි යන්නේ. Thereafter we have another discipline, another aspect of accounting called management accounting. තව part එකක් තියෙනවානේ accounting වල කොටස් දෙකක් තියෙනවානේ financial and management කියලා. So from management accounting they are going to test around 27%. 27ක් විතර වගේ ඕකෙන් test වෙනවා. There are basically 3 topics, right? A management accounting part එකේ topics 3ක් විතර තමයි තියෙන්නේ. හරිද? අපිට A levels වලට ඊට වඩා subject ගොඩක් ලොකුයි. But for our A levels we have around 3 topics. So what are the 3 topics here? One is costing, right? පිරිවැයකරණය. Costing, we are going to learn about the material costing, ද්‍රව්‍ය පිරිවැයකරණය, labor costing, ශ්‍රම පිරිවැයකරණය, overhead costing, පොදු කාර්ය පිරිවැයකරණය. So like that you are going to learn things about the cost of items. මේ items වල පිරිවැය ආඩ ගියපු වියදම ගැන ඉගෙන ගන්නවා. Thereafter there's another very interesting area called marginal costing. area වෙනස්ම area එකක්. අපි ඒකට කියනවා ආන්තික පිරිවැයකරණය කියලා. Marginal costing. So that is also something that you are going to learn. It has a weightage of 7%. Okay. And there's another topic called the long term thing. අපි මේ ලොකු අනාගත කාලයක් සඳහා යන දේවල් දිහා බලන එකත් තමයි project appraisal කියලා කියන්නේ, investment appraisal. So that is also part of the management accounting. It has a weightage of around 5%. These are the 3 topics coming under management accounting. Right? Okay, accordingly you can see entirely in accounting for advanced level we got 16 topics. And they are going to test around 110%, including that extra question which you are going to drop. අමතර ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනවා අතාරින එකත් එක්ක. Of that grade 12 50%, grade 13 60%. 10 topics 10න් 10ක් 12 වසරේ 16න් 6ක් 13 වසරේ. And you can see the grade 13 topics are significantly important because it's going to test around 60%. And it's only from 6 topics. Topics 6කින් 60ක්. මේකේ topics 10කින් 50ක්. So I would rather say grade 13 topics are a little bit more important than the grade 12 topics. Right. Now the beauty of accounting is, guys, this entire accounting subject is connected. It's so connected. From the first topic to the last topic, it's connected. So that you can't, you can't drop any topic. නිකන් එකක් අතෑරලා යන්න බෑ. ඔන්න ඔය අපි එකක් අතෑරලා යමු. එහෙම කරන්න ටිකක් අමාරුයි. Right? So everything is connected. මේ ඔක්කොම එකිනෙකට connect වෙලා යන topics තමයි තියෙන්නේ. So you have to learn holistically. මේ ඔක්කොම overall understanding එකත් එක්ක ඉගෙන ගන්නකොට තමයි මේක ලස්සන. It's one of the most fascinating, one of the most beautiful subjects, accounting, and you need to know the connectedness, the link, the relationship among the topics. And when you are learning the topics, what you need to do is, guys, you have to prioritize, you have to put some weightage when you are learning. එන හැම topic එකක්ම ලස්සනට ඉගෙන ගන්න. එකක්වත් මිස් කරගෙන යන්න එපා. හැබැයි ඔයා weight එක වෙනස් කරන්න දාන effort එක. තේන? So why I'm saying that one, out of these 16 topics, guys, if you look at 7 topics, මම මේ කොළ පාඩ කරලා තියෙන මාතෘකා ටික තියෙන්නේ. Right, the 7 topics. Now these 7 topics, right, these 7 topics will cover 84% of your examination. Exam එකේ 80ක් විතර cover කරන topics 7ක් තියෙනවා. Remaining 9 topics is going to cover around 26%. එතකොට exam එකේ ඉතිරි topics 9ෙන්ම cover වෙන්නේ 26ක් විතර. හරිද? එහෙමයි කියලා නම අත්හරින්න බෑ මොකද ඒවා connect වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. ඒවට මේ double entry එක නිකන් exam එකේ වෙනම එන්නේ නැහැ වගේ එක අතෑරලා දාන්න බෑ. You can't. Because without knowing the double entries you can't prepare the financial statements. නේ incomplete records වැඩි test කරන්න වගේ අතෑරලා දාන්න. No, it can be tested along with another question. ඒක තව කැලලයකට connect කරලා අහන්න පුළුවන්. Right? So that it's connected, it's linked, right? Only thing you need to know is that the weightage. Need of accounting වලට ලොකු weight එකක් දාන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. හැබැයි දැනගෙන ඉන්න ඕනේ. හොඳ අවබෝධයක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ. But in accounting equation you have to put some extra weight. Okay? So like that, if you can prioritize, it's very nice in learning accounting subject. Okay. Right. හරි ළමයි. So far මොනවද ප්‍රශ්න? තියෙනවා නම් අහන්න බලන්න. ඔයාලට unmute කරලා අහන්න පුළුවන් මං හිතන්නේ. මේ කොටස තේරුණාද? Right. Syllabus එක ගැන පොඩි idea එකක් ආවද? Yes or no? Yes? Right. Super. Okay. Right. Right. Good. Okay. හරි ළමයි. ඔයගොල්ලෝ මේ මගේ සබ්ජෙක්ට් එක විතරක් නෙමෙයි අනික් සබ්ජෙක්ට් වලත් ළමයි පොඩ්ඩක් සිලබස් එක ගැන පොඩි ස්ටඩි එකක් එක්ක යන්න. Then it will be nice. එතකොට පොඩ්ඩක් හරි ලස්සනයි. Right? මම මේක මේ topic wise ඔයාලට පිළිවෙලටත් පොඩ්ඩක් පෙන්නන්නම්. Right? So we are going to start with the introduction to accounting, which is a grade 12 topic, and it has exam weight of around 2%. Thereafter we have list of grade 12 topics, right? Grade 12 topics list එකක් තියෙනවා. We have to learn. මාර කිව්වාගේ මම උත්සාහ කරන් ළමයි in the online catch up class to cover up to I'm trying to cover up to up to this area. Okay. Then in grade 13 we got another 6 topics. So ඒ topics ටික exam එකට link වෙන විදිය ඔයාලට දීලා තියෙනවා. හරිද? Right. Okay. හරි එහෙමනම් ඒක ගැන ඔයාලට නිකන් පොඩි idea එකක් එන්න ඇති කියලා මම හිතනවා. Right. අපි යමු දැන් අපේ first lesson එකට. We are going to start with introduction to accounting. අපි දැන් මේ introduction to accounting කියන part එක පොඩ්ඩක් කතා කරන්න යන්නේ. Introduction to accounting. So we are going to start with introduction to accounting. අපි දැන් මේ first lesson එකෙන් තමයි පටන් ගන්න යන්නේ. Introduction to accounting. Right. Okay. accounting, right? So let me explain these things, and I need your support as well, right? So we are going to have this basic understanding on what is accounting. මම ඔයාලට ටිකක් මේක overall දේවල් ටිකත් එක්ක කියලා දෙන්නම්. එතකොට ඔයාලට තේරෙයි මොකද්ද ඇත්තටම accounting වල වෙන්නේ කියලා. හරිද? Right. Now we'll take a business entity. We'll take a business entity. We'll take a business entity, right? You know, in the world, right? We as people, ne, අපි ගත්තොත් මේ ලෝකයේ මිනිස්සු ගත්තොත් එහෙම ළමයි, right? We as people, so we have these needs and wants නේ නේද? ඔයාලා මේ ඉගෙන ගන්න ඕනේ. So we as people, we got needs, and the specific version of a need is what we call wants, right? So specific version of a need is what we call the wants. So we as people, we have needs and wants, and we need to satisfy them නේ. අපිට මේවා කොහොම හරි satisfy කරන්න වෙනවා. Now there are another set which we call the businesses. Now their duty is to satisfy the wants of these people. Now if you look at, right, every one of us, we as people, we have needs, and we need to satisfy them through different types of wants. At the same time, these wants are our problems. අපිට විවිධ ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවා, right? We have different problems, and we need solutions. අපි මේවට කවුරු හරි solution එකක් provide කරන එකල් ඉන්නවා. So the business, what they do is they provide the solutions at a price. ඒගොල්ලෝ අපිට විසඳුම් දෙනවා මිලකට. That is what the businesses do, right? So they are going to satisfy the wants of the people at a price. ඒගොල්ලෝ මිනිසුන්ගේ අවශ්‍යතාවයන්, මිනිසුන්ගේ උවමනාවන් සපුරනවා ගානකට, right? That is what the businesses does, right? Now for the survival or for the existence of the people at large, මිනිසුන්ගේ පැවැත්ම සඳහා ව්‍යාපාර අනිවාර්යයි, right? For the existence, for the survival of the people, having the businesses is essential. It's mandatory. Otherwise we won't be able to satisfy our wants. අපේ උවමනාවන් අපිට සපුරා ගන්න බැරි වෙනවා. අපේ ප්‍රශ්න අපිට විසඳ ගන්න බැරි වෙනවා. Now for an example, nowadays we have this problem of electricity, no? That has created a new market for inverters, for the generators, right? The household හැම ගෙවල් වල inverters දානවා, generators දානවා. That has created a market. People are having a problem with COVID කාලේ මිනිස්සුන්ට ප්‍රශ්න තිබුණා. How to continue the education and stuff. So the online education has boomed. නේද? So that whenever people have a problem, whenever people have a want, that is going to get satisfied through the businesses. So in the world, the existence or the survival of the human beings depends on the businesses, and the businesses only, right? Businesses are the key, right? Therefore guys, now right, we need to understand the importance of the business, right? දැන් මට ඔයාලා කියන්න මේ business අපිට කරගෙන යන්න පුළුවන් විවිධ ආකාර තියෙනවා, right? There are different types of business organizations. ඔයගොල්ලෝ මේවා ඉගෙනගෙනත් තියෙනවා. What are the different types of business organizations? ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් ඔයාලට ව්‍යාපාරයක් කරන්න ඕනේ නම් ඔයාලට එක පටන් ගන්න පුළුවන් විවිධ ආකාර තියෙනවා. What are the types of business organizations? මට කියන්න බලන්න. What are the types of business organizations? Yes. What are the types of business organizations? ටක් ගාලා කියන්න. Very good. Very good. Right? Partnerships. Right? One of the obvious type of a business is going to be a partnership. Right? So when you are going to start a business, right? When you are going to start a business, guys, when you are going to start a business, right? When you are starting a business, right? Like you correctly said, you can start the business as a partnership. You can start the business as a partnership. You can start the business as a partnership. Okay, very good. What else? What else? Very good. Sole proprietorships. Aniket kenla sole proprietorships. Yes. You can start the business as a sole proprietorship, right? Sole proprietorship. You can start the business as a company, right? So you can start the business as a non-profit organizations or an NGO, right? You can start you can be the government starting a business. So government, even you can have the government related businesses such as the corporations, government departments maybe, right? So there can be different types of business entities. There can be different types of business entities, right? Different types of business entities. Now it can be a partnership, it can be a sole proprietorship, it can be a company, it can be a non-governmental organization or government. If they engage in an economic activity, මේ කවුරු හරි කෙනෙක් ආර්ථික ක්‍රියාවලියක ඉන්නවා නම් economic activity. මොකක්ද economic activity එකක් කියලා කියන්නේ? They are going to produce a good or a service. ඒගොල්ලෝ එක්කෝ භාණ්ඩයක් දෙනවා එහෙම නැත්නම් service එකක් දෙනවා. That is what we call an economic service, economic activity, right? So if you create a good, if you deliver a good, if you provide a service, if you render a service, right, that is an economic activity. The goods and the services are the solutions to the problems we face as people. මිනිසුන්ට තියෙන ප්‍රශ්න වල තියෙන විසඳුම තමයි භාණ්ඩය හෝ සේවාව. The good and the service is the way you are going to satisfy the wants. නේ? මිනිසුන්ගේ ඌමනාවන් සපුරාලන්නේ මේ කියන භාණ්ඩ හා සේවා. Right? So there can be different ways where you can create the satisfy the goods and satisfy the economic needs of the people, wants of the people. Right. Now tell me guys, for you to start a business, right, when it comes to a business, right, it can be a sole proprietorship or partnership or whatever, there are a set of people who are interested about the business. මේ business එකක් ගත්තාම මේ business එක ගැන පොඩ්ඩක් හරි ආසාවෙන් උනන්දුවෙන් ඉන්න පිරිසක් ඉන්නවා. Now who are these people? Who are the people who have an interest over the business? Who are the people who want to know details about the business? ව්‍යාපාරයක් ගැන උනන්දුවක් දක්වන පාර්ශව. Right? Give me some examples. මම දැන් කිව්වා business එක form කරන්න පුළුවන් විදි ගැන කිව්වා. Right? A business, there are a set of people who are interested about the business. Business එක ගැන පොඩි alert එකක් තියෙනවා. Right? Very good. Right? So if you look at the people who are interested about the business, we call them the stakeholders. අපි යාලට කියනවා ළමයි stakeholders ලා කියලා. Right? The people who have an interest about the business. ව්‍යාපාරය ගැන උනන්දුවක් දක්වන පාර්ශව. People who have an interest over the business. ඒගොල්ලන්ට interest එකක් තියෙනවා. People who have an interest over the business. Interest over the business. There are different parties who have an interest over the business. Right. Let's take one by one. Yes. Owners have an interest. If I'm the owner of a business, if I have pumped money, right? If I have pumped money to a business, I do have an interest because I have invested my money in that business. Mama business එක පටන් ගන්න සල්ලි දාලා තියෙනවා. I'm interested about the business because that is my money. I have invested in that business. So that's my money, so I'm interested about the business. Whether the business is progressing, whether the business is declining, I should know because that's my money. Right? So the owners, guys, they invest money in this business. They invest money in this business. And for this investment, they expect profits. For these investments, they expect profits. නේ? ඔය බිස්නස් එක ආයෝජනය කරපුවම ඔයා ලාභයක් බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා. නැත්තම් ඉතින් ඒ අපි සල්ලි දාන්නේ. right? යාළුවෝ අය එකතු වෙලා බිස්නස් එකක් පටන් ගන්නවා. හරිද? ඔයගොල්ලෝ ඒ බිස්නස් එකට ලක්ෂයක් දානවා. ලක්ෂය දාලා අනේ කමක් නැහැ දානයක් දුන්නා කියලා හිතනවද නේ? right? We were talking about the business, right? The owners of the business, they invest money, they put money to the business and they are expecting the profits from that business. Therefore they have an interest over the business. නේ මේ business එක ගැන මම අවධානයෙන් ඉන්නවා මොකද මම සල්ලි දාලා තියෙනවා. right? At the same time, if you look at the lenders of the business, who are these lenders? Lenders කියන්නේ කවුද? Lenders are the people who have given money to the business as a loan. හිතන්න බැංකුව is a lender. Bank is a lender. Right? If you have obtained money from the people as a loan, මිනිසුන්ගේ ණය විදියට සල්ලි අරන් තියනවා නම් those people are your lenders. If you have borrowed money, right? If the business has borrowed money from a bank, a financial institution, right? We call them the lenders. Now think about the point of view of a banker. Think about the point of view of a person who have given a loan to the business. Right? Now this particular lender, has lent money, has given a loan to the business. ඒගොල්ලෝ business එකට සල්ලි දීලා තියෙනවා. And they are expecting interest. They are expecting interest for these loans. If you are a lender, if you have provided money to the business, you are expecting the interest, right? And you want to recover the loan. Or දුන්න ණය ආපහු ගන්න බලාගෙන ඉන්නේ. Therefore, you have an interest over the business. You have an interest over the business because you have provided money as a borrowing. ණය විදියට සල්ලි දීලා තියෙනවා. Therefore, you are interested about the business, right? And thirdly, if you look at, there are a set of people which we call them the suppliers. Now, for you to run the business, you need to have the raw materials, no? For you to do a production, you need to have a raw material. For you to provide the service, you need to have the employees, right? Say it's a education institution, right? So the lecturers or the teachers are the suppliers. They supply the labor. Right? If you are a manufacturing organization, the raw materials. For an example, if it is a garment, the fabric supplier. If it is a bakery, right, the flour supplier. Right? If it is a restaurant, the rice and the vegetable supplier. Right? So like that, guys, there are a set of people who supply. They supply the goods or the services to the business. Right? So these suppliers are providing the materials to the business. And mostly these are on credit. They provide the materials on credit. ණයට තමයි දෙන්නේ. දැන් ඔයාගේ ආයතනයේ වැඩ කරන සේවකයෝ පඩි ගන්න ලබන මාසෙනේ. මේ මාසේ වැඩ කරපුවාම ඒගොල්ලෝ ණයටනේ වැඩ කරලා තියෙන්නේ. right? එතකොට ඒගොල්ලෝ ශ්‍රමය කියන දේ දීලා තියෙන්නේ ණයට. So the employees have worked on credit because they are going to get their salaries in the next month. Right? And the raw material supplier, the fabric provider, has provided the fabric on credit. ණයට තමයි fabric ටික දෙන්නේ. ලබන මාසේ තමයි සල්ලි හම්බ වෙන්නේ. So they are looking at, we have provided the materials, we have provided the labor to this business. Can we recover the money? අපිට මේ ටික ගන්න පුළුවන් වේද සල්ලි? Can we continue the supply? අපිට තව බණ්ඩ දාන්න පුළුවන්ද? Right? They are also looking at, right? Can we get our money back? Can we continue the supply? So they are also looking at it. They have also interested. ඇත්තම කියනවනම් ළමයි සප්ලයර්ට මේ බිස්නස් එක කියන්නේ යාගේ කස්ටමර්නේ නේද? මම ෆැබ්‍රික් සෙල් කරන කෙනා, ඔයා මගෙන් ෆැබ්‍රික් ගන්න කෙනා, right? ඔයාට මාව සප්ලයර්, මට ඔයාව කස්ටමර්. So I have an interest over my customers, right? So the suppliers are interested about the business because the business is their customers, right? Okay, so they are also interested about the business. And not only that, our customers, right? In the business, getting the raw materials from the supplier, we produce a product, we prepare a good or a service, අර employees ලගෙන් ගන්න, අර teachers ලගෙන් ගන්න labor එකෙන් අපි education කියන product එක, education කියන service එක නිර්මාණය කරනවා. අර rice and vegetable supply එකෙන් ගන්න හාල් ටික එහෙම කරලා දාලා අපි fried rice එකක් හදනවා. So there's a customer who wants to buy that fried rice. There are customers who want to get that education, right? So that in the business you have set of customers. These are the people who are generating revenue to the business. These are the people who are generating sales income to the business, right? So that these suppliers, right, now they are also interested about the business because what they do is they purchase, right? They purchase. When the customers are purchasing, in the business is creating a sales income. Customers la ganda business ekata sales income generate වෙනවා. They are looking at whether they can continuously purchase from the business. ඒගොල්ලන්ට මේකෙන් දිගටම purchase කරන්න පුළුවන්ද කියලා ඒගොල්ලෝ බලාගෙන ඉන්නවා. Whether we can continuously purchase from the business, whether the business will be there in the next couple of months. They are also interested. නේද? ඒගොල්ලොත් business එක දිහා බලාගෙන ඉන්නේ. නේ? උදාහරණයක් විදියට ඔයා හදනවයි කියලා හිතන්නකෝ. ඔයා උදාහරණයක් විදිහට අපි හිතමු ඔයා මැනුෆැක්චර් කරනවා ඔයාගේ අපි හිතමු ස්ටේෂනරි පොත් මැනුෆැක්චර් කරනවා. ඔයා පොත් මුද්‍රණය කරනවා. දැන් ඔයාගේ පොත් ගන්න බලාගෙන ඉන්නවා ළමයි ටිකක් කස්ටමර්ස්ලා. ඉතින් කස්ටමර්ස්ලා ඔයාගේ ගාව විතරමයි මේ පොත තියෙන්නේ. ඉතින් ඔයාගෙන එයා ඇලර්ට් නේ. මොකද ඔයා නැති වුණොත් ඒගොල්ලන්ට මේ පොත් ටික නැති වෙනවා. ඒකට ඒගොල්ලෝ ඔයාගෙන ඇලර්ට්. මේ පොත් අපිට එයිද දන්නේ නැහැ. අපිට පොත් ටික නැති වෙයිද දන්නේ නැහැ. මෙයා දිගටම පොත් ගහයිද දන්නේ නැහැ. They are also alerted. They are also alerted. Right? So the customers are also alerted about the business. And the government, Rajaya, the government is also alerted about the businesses. Why? The governments have lot of expenditure, right? So governments have certain recurring expenditure, the salaries and the building maintenance and the rentals and other things. There are a lot of recurring expenses. හැමදාම ජනනය වෙන වියදමුත් තියෙනවා. Interest payments, this and that. And there are certain capex, capital expenditures. As the government, they have to build the roads, they have to put up the bridges, they have to put up the highways, they have to put up the buildings. Right? There are certain capital expenditure. So as a government, you have a lot of expenditure. Now, for you to run the government, you need an income, no? For you to pay the government employee salaries, for you to put up that bridge or the whatever, you need income. So government needs an income. The main source of government income is the tax income. Main source of government income is the tax income. And government is charging tax majorly from the businesses. Right? Government is charging taxes majorly on the businesses. So government, for them to get the tax revenue, for them to decide to whom be given the subsidies, okay, to whom that the government should give a subsidy, to whom that they should charge taxes, they need to know, right? They need to know. Accordingly, they will decide what is the tax rate, what is the tax concessions. So like that, they are going to take some decisions. And you all said about the competitors, right? Competitors are also keen about the business. Competitors. Why? Now, if you look at a business, guys, right? If the entire market belong to one player, we call it a monopoly, no? Right? If the entire market is dominated by a single player, we call it a monopoly. Now, if you look at the Sri Lankan railway system, now Sri Lankan railway, we have one company, right? The Sri Lankan railways. We don't have other companies. So it's a monopoly. If you look at the stock exchange, we have only one stock exchange, Colombo Stock Exchange. That's a monopoly. There's only one player, right? But ideally, monopolistic situations are very rare, right? But most of the time, you have more than one player, right? More than one player. If it is a monopoly, if you are the single player, you have the 100% of the market share. The entire revenue belongs to you, right? Entire revenue belongs to you. You have that benefit. But it's unlikely to have a monopoly, no? So most likely is to have more than one players. So then when you have more than one players, the other guy is going to become a rival. Other guy is going to become a competitor. So that now you have a fight on who is having the higher market share. Now you know about biscuit market. There are many players, right? We have the Munchie, we have the Maliban, we have these Diana biscuits, right? And we have the Little Lion, and a lot of players. And they are always striking, they are always fighting towards the market share. Because market share is the sales volume, the sales revenue they are getting. They are always fighting for the market share. So the competitors have an interest about the others. Munchie is always following it up with Maliban. Maliban is always following it up with Munchie. Navalok is looking at what is happening at Asiri, and Navalok is looking at what is happening at Lanka hospitals. At the same time, Lanka hospitals is looking at what is happening at Navalok and Asiri. So they need to know about what is happening in the market, who is having the larger number of customers, who is having the higher revenue base, who is having the higher market share, right? So they have an interest over the other entity, right? They need to know the market share, right? They need to know the pricing, they need to know the marketing strategies. So like that, they are also interested. They are also interested, right? They are also interested. And another stakeholder would be the employees. Would be the employees, right? Now let me ask you a question. ඇයි එතකොට employeesලා business එකක් ගැන interest එකක් ගන්නෙ? Why does employees take an interest over a business? Very good. The job security. Others you can reply. ඔයගොල්ලන්ට unmute කරලා හරි උත්තර දෙන්න පුළුවන්. Plus you have to answer. Why an employee is interested about the business entity they worked in. They work in. වැඩ කරන ආයතනය ගැන ඔයගොල්ලෝ උනන්දු වෙන්නේ ඇයි? One is job security, perfect. What else? What else? තව මොනවද? Get a reasonable salary, yes. As the employees, you are entitled for certain employee benefits. EPF, ETF, salary, gratuity, right? So you are entitled for certain amount of salary. So you need to know whether you can get the salary, right? So employees are also interested about the business because of the job security, right? Because of the salary, right? And maybe other incentives. So they are also keen about the business. They are also keen about the business. And we'll take another party, right? The management or the managers. The managers are also keen about the business. Managers are the people who actually run the business. They are the people who decide the strategies. They are the people who decide the management actions. They are the people who really work there, right, along with the employees. They decide on what strategies, what actions they should take, how they are going to run the business. So they have an interest, right? They are also keen towards the business. They are also having an interest towards the business. ඒගොල්ලන්ට business එක ගැන පොඩි උනක් තියෙනවා. ඇයි? Because they are the one who run the business. They are the one who administer the business. They are the one who manage the business. ඒගොල්ලෝ තමයි business එක manage කරන්නේ. So that they have an interest. They have an interest. Okay guys? So like that, when it comes to a business entity, there are many parties who are interested about the business. There are many parties who are interested about the business. The owners to the lenders to the creditors to the suppliers to the customers to the competitors to the employees to the managers to the government to the public at large to the pressure groups. Like so many parties, they are interested about the business. They are interested about the business. And guys, these parties are stakeholders, right? These stakeholders, right? Every one of them, they are trying to take economic decisions. They are willing to take economic decisions. Every one of us, every one of these stakeholders, the people who are interested about the business, they are always waiting to take certain decisions. Decisions on providing resources. Decisions on providing resources. Decisions on how to run the business. Right? So these stakeholders, they are trying to take decisions. Right? Now, right, we will look at what are these decisions they are going to take. For an example, okay, now owners of a business, they want to take a decision. They are willing to take the decision whether to put capital or not. Are we going to put additional capital or not? Are we going to take a dividend or not? Are we going to withdraw the money or not? දාපු සල්ලි ටික ගන්නවද නැද්ද? තව සල්ලි දානවද නැද්ද? Owners have to take a decision on whether to invest or not. දාපු සල්ලිය තව දානවද නැද්ද? නේ දාපු සල්ලි ටික ගන්නවද නැද්ද? They have to take a decision. The lenders, the fund providers, සල්ලි දෙන කට්ටිය, ණය දෙන කට්ටිය, they are also waiting to take a decision whether to lend or not, lend කරනවද නැද්ද, whether to lend or not, ණය දෙනවද නැද්ද, දීපු ණය ගන්නෙ කොහොමද. They have to take decisions. Suppliers need to take decisions whether to supply or not. Suppliers also need to take the decisions how to recover the amount that we have already supplied, whether to continue the supply or not. They have to take a decision, right? At the same time, the customers need to take a decision whether to buy or not. Are we going to continue the consumption? Are we going to continue the buying from this business? They have to take a decision, right? And the government need to take a decision whether to tax or not. Whether to tax or not. Okay, are we going to tax these guys or not? We have to take a decision. The competitors are going to decide on how to do the competition, how to compete, how to decide our pricing, what is our marketing strategy, how to increase the market share. We need to take a decision, right? Employees are going to take a decision whether to stay or not, whether to stay in this company or are we going to leave, are we going to demand for a salary increase, are we going to demand for an incentive. So they are going to take certain decisions. Managers take the decisions on how to manage the assets, how to manage the assets, how to take the strategic decisions, how to manage our financial decisions, right? So the managers are also taking decisions on how to manage the assets, how to manage the liabilities, how to increase the business. Employees are taking the decisions on whether to stay or not, how to demand a salary increase and incentives, whether we can get the salaries or not. Government is taking decisions on whether to tax or not, whether they should give subsidies or not, right? Customers are taking decisions on whether to buy or not. Suppliers are taking decisions on supply or not. Lenders are taking decisions on lend or not. Owners are taking decisions on invest or not. So there are like whole lot of economic decisions. Why do we call it economic decisions? Because it linked with resources. එක කනෙක්ට් වෙනවා යම්කිසි සම්පතක් එක්ක. අයිතිකාරයෝ ඉන්වෙස්ට් කරනකොට සල්ලි හරි වත්කමක් හරි දාන්න ඕනි. ඒක රිසෝස් එකක්. ණය දෙන කට්ටිය සල්ලි දෙන්නේ රිසෝස් එකක්. සප්ලයර්ස්ලා දෙනවා goods and service රිසෝස් එකක්. කස්ටමර්ස්ලාගේ පැත්තෙන් ඒගොල්ලෝ බයි කරනවද නැද්ද කියන බයි කරනව නැති වෙන්නේ රිසෝස් එකක්. ගවර්න්මන්ට් එක ටැක්ස් කරොත් එහෙම සල්ලි තමයි යන්නේ රිසෝස් එකක්. So like that, it's an economic decision. It's connected with the resources of business, right? Okay, now you need to carefully understand, guys, when it comes to decision making, there are two types of decisions. No, one type of a decision is what we call a logical decision. It's based on information. තීරණයක් ගන්නකොට ඔයාලට තීරණයක් ගන්න පුළුවන් logically. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි ඒවට කියනවා හරි තාර්කිකයි තීරණය කියලා. You can take a decision based on the information. You follow a logical process and you take a decision. Or you can take decision based on the gut feeling. ඒ නැත්නම් ඔයාලට නිකන් ඔහේ හිතිලා තීරණ ගන්නත් පුළුවන් based on the gut feeling. Right? Okay, now in our life we take both types of decisions, right? අපි මේ තීරණ වර්ග දෙකම ගන්නවා. Now for an example, why you decided to select commerce as your advanced level stream. ඇයි ඔයා commerce තෝරන්න කල්පනා කරේ? සමහර කට්ටිය මේක gut feel එකට ගන්නවා. මට හිතුණා. මට ඔන්න හිතුණා commerce කරන්න. මට ඔන්න හිතුණා maths කරන්න. මට ඔන්න හිතුණා bio කරන්න. Right? So if you can't be taking serious decisions based on the gut feeling. Gut feel එකට ගන්න බෑ. Right? So that you are going to suffer, you are going to regret about it. Right? It should be a logical decision. It should be based on information. Okay, level මොනවද streams, මොනවද subjects. එතකොට මේ වගේ තියෙන exams වල කොහොමද level එක, කොහොමද topics තියෙන්නේ. එතකොට මේවට අදාළ degrees මොනවද තියෙන්නේ. මේ stream එකට job market එකේ value එක මොකක්ද තියෙන්නේ. මම මේකට කැමතිද නැද්ද? මගේ මේකට ගැලපෙන strengths මොනවාද? නේ මට මේකට talent එකක් තියනවද නැද්ද? So it comes up with lot of information, and that information should be converted to a decision. That is how it should work, no? That is how you have selected advanced commerce as the advanced level stream, no? හරි? Sometimes, right? සමහර කට්ටිය gut feel එකට ගත්තා ඇති, but frankly it should not be the way, right? So let's say guys, like I told you, when it comes to decision making, you can take the decisions based on the gut feel, right? Based on your emotions, the way you feel about it, right? And it may not be correct always. මම කියන්නේ gut feeling ගන්න තියෙන වරදිනවා කියලා, but it has a possibility of going wrong. ඒක වරදින්න තියෙන ඉඩ කඩක් තියෙනවා. But if you take a decision based on the logic, based on facts and figures, based on information, based on your analysis, then the possibility of the decision being wrong will be lesser. එතකොට ඒ තීරණය වැරදීමට තියෙන හැකියාව ටිකක් අඩුයි. Because it was based on a lot of facts and figures and a logical reasoning. Now, these important stakeholders of a business, it can be a partnership or sole proprietorship, whatever, these stakeholders are there. Now they are willing to take certain very important, very vital, very pivotal economic decisions. No. Now they can't be taking the decisions on the gut feeling. Right? Now they can't be taking the decisions on the gut feeling. Right? So guys, these decisions require information. Right? It should be a logical decision. This decision should be a logical decision. It should be a logical decision based on information. Now they need information. What type of information? Economic decision. For an economic decision, what type of information is required? Right? ආර්ථික තීරණයක් ගන්න නම් මොන වගේ තොරතුරුද වැඩිපුර අවශ්‍ය වෙන්නේ? Right? මොන වගේ තොරතුරුද? Give me an idea. What type of information? ඒ කියන්නේ ඔයා දැන් business එකක invest කරනවද නැද්ද කියලා බලනකොට ඔයා mainly බලන්නේ මොකද්ද? Very good, right? So you are looking at financial information. You are looking at financial information. ළමයි ඔයා business එකක invest කරන්න කලින් profit එකක් තියනවද බලන්න ඕනේ. කාට හරි ණයක් දෙන්න කලින් ණය ආපහු ගන්න තරම් වත්කම් තියනවද බලන්න ඕනේ. Before you invest in a business, you need to check whether they have profits. Before you're giving a loan, you have to check whether they have sufficient assets to settle the loan. Right? Before you work in an organization, you have to check whether that organization is going to continue. Other වැඩට ගෙලහෙට වැහුවොත්, right? So that guys, you need to have financial information. You need to have financial information. You need to have financial information. Okay? So, these very important stakeholders, they want to take lot of economic decisions. Government is looking at how to tax. Mama මේගොල්ලෝගේ profit එක උඩ tax කරන්න ඕනේ. Then they need to know the information about the profit of the organization. Right? Now suppliers are waiting to supply the items. බලන්න ඕනේ ඒගොල්ලන්ට සල්ලි තියනවද ගෙවන්න. Bankers are waiting to providing a loan to the business. ඒ loan එක ගෙවන්න පුළුවන්ද බලන්න ඕනේ. Owners are waiting to invest in the business, whether the business is profitable. Right? So we need these financial information. Okay? These financial information are provided through financial statements. හරිද? ඔය කියන මූල්‍ය තොරතුරු අපිට ලබා දෙන්නේ මොනවද? මූල්‍ය ප්‍රකාශ. Right? මූල්‍ය ප්‍රකාශ. Okay? Right. Now what are the types of financial statements? දන්න කට්ටිය කියන්න බලන්න. මොනවද මේ financial statements වර්ග? ළමයි you all can unmute and answer them. මම බලෙන් හරි අහනවා හොඳේ. Right? Come on. What are the financial statements? Very good. Right? I'm getting few answers. Rusiru, මොනවද? we have answers, few answers. Very good. Rusiru Ayomal කියන්න බලන්න ටික. චමුදි ටිකක් දාලා තියෙනවා. අනික් අය මොකක්ද තත්ත්වේ? Very good. Chamudi has covered almost all. One is missing. Very good. Sujani has put income statement, financial position statement. Super. Online class ekkadi engage වෙන්න, otherwise it will be boring. ඔයා online class එකකට යනකොට ඔයාට මම මේ tips කීපයක් කියන්න එකක්. online attend වෙනවා නම් එකක් ඔයාගේ internet ඔයාගේ phone එක හරි computer එක හරි ඒවා stable කරගන්න එක. ඔයා ඒ වගේම තියාගන්න blank note එකක්. හිස් කොලයක්. lecturer මොනවා හරි explain කරගෙන යනකොට ඔයත් ඔය කොලේ ලියාගෙන ඔයත් ඒව complete කරගෙන යන්න. ඔයා නිකන් මහගෙන හිටියොත් එහෙනම් ටිකක් කියලා යනකොට නින්දා ගන්නවා. හරි. ඔයත් පොඩි canvas එකක් කොලයක් ලියන්න ඕනේ. Secondly, you have to engage. ප්‍රශ්න අහනකොට ඔයා උත්තර දෙන්න ඕනේ. lecturer එක්කම ඒක කියන්න ඕනේ. Right? එහෙම නැති වුණොත් එහෙම it's going to be a flop. Okay? So you have to engage. You have to engage. Okay? Right. අයෝමාල් O level වලට කොමර්ස් කරේ නැහැ කියලා කියනවා. That's okay. That's okay. No worries. අයෝමාල් දැන් මම මෙච්චර වෙලා කියපු දේවල් okay නේද? දැන් මේ වෙනකල් කියපු ටික. Right. Super. Right. Now guys, like we have learned so far, these stakeholders, interested parties, they are waiting to take very important decisions every single day. They might have to take certain decisions. එක කට්ටිය සමහර කට්ටියට දෛනිකව තීරණ ගන්න තියෙනවා. දැන් ඕනර්ස්ලා නම් හැමදාම තීරණ ගන්න නැති වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Right? But there are certain people who have to daily take decisions. Managers ලා daily ගන්න ඕනි තීරණ. Right? So that guys, these decisions require financial information. This financial information are provided. The tool of providing financial information is financial statements. Financial statements. Now, Chamudi has given the answer. What are the different types of financial statements? One particular type of the statement is what you call the profit or loss. Now, when you run a business, right? When you are running a business, guys, you should be generating either a profit or a loss. මේ business එකෙන් එක්ක profit එකක් එන්න ඕනේ එක්ක loss එකක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ. So in order to measure whether you have made a profit or a loss, we are preparing a statement. අවුරුද්දක් තිස්සේ ඔය business එක කෙරුවා නේද? මොකද දැන් ඔකේ ලාභයක්වත් තියනවද? අලාභද? So we need to know that fact නේ. Are we making a profit or a loss? For that we are making a accounting record called profit or loss. How do you calculate the profit? Profit is calculated as income minus expenses. ආදායමින් වියදම අඩු කරාපුවම ලාභය එන්නේ. ඔය බිස්නස් එකක් කරගෙන යනකොට වඩා ආදායම එනවා. You are selling items now, you are selling goods, you are selling services. So you generate income. වඩා ආදායමක් එනවා. And for you to generate the income, you are going to incur certain expenditure no. ආදායමක් එනවා වගේම අනිත් පැත්තට වියදමක් යනවා. So the net result is what we call the profit. So we prepare one particular statement called profit or loss. අපි හදන එක statement එකකට කියනවා profit or loss කියලා. Right? And another statement what we prepare is what we call statement of financial position. මූල්‍ය තත්ත්වය පිළිබඳ ප්‍රකාශය කියලා එකකුත් අපි we prepare another statement called statement of financial position. Statement of financial position. Now the statement of financial position will give you this piece of information. In a business, how many assets are there? මේ business එකට කොච්චරක් වත්කම් තියෙනවද? වත්කම් කියලා කියන්නේ වාට තියෙන අපි හිතමු buildings වෙන්න පුළුවන්, වාහන වෙන්න පුළුවන්. වාගේ තියෙන වාගේ තියෙන items වෙන්න පුළුවන්, goods වෙන්න පුළුවන්. These are what we call assets. අපි කියන detail ඉස්සරහට ඉගෙන ගමු. It can be cash, it can be stock, maybe inventory, it can be a property, plant and equipment. These are what we call the assets. අපිට කියනවා assets කියලා. හරිද? At the same time, businesses are having liabilities. ඒ කියන්නේ මේ පිට මිනිසුන්ට ගෙවන්න දේවලුත් තියෙනවානේ. මංගාව තියෙනවා අපිටම කාර් එකක්. ඒ වගේම තමයි ඉතින් කාර් එක ගන්න ගත්ත ණයක් තියෙනවානේ. right? මම ණයට කාර්යයක් ගත්තා. Car is my asset and I have a loan. Loan is a liability. ඒක ගෙවන්න බෑ. If you are committed to pay to somebody, we call it a liability. කාට හරි ගෙවන්න බැඳීමක් තියෙනවා නම් අපි ඒකට කියනවා liability එකක් කියලා. ඔයාට අයිති දෙයක් තියෙනවා නම් අපි ඒකට කියනවා asset එකක් කියලා. If you are entitled for something, we call it an asset. If you are obliged to pay something, we call it a liability. හරිද? එතකොට මං ගාව කාර් එක තියෙන එක මට අයිති. මගේ asset එකක්. හැබැයි කාර් එක ගත්තේ ණයට. ණය ගෙවන්න තියෙනවා liability එක. Right? And apart from the assets and the liabilities, there's a portion put by the owners නේ. අයිතිකාරයෝ දාපු කැලලකුත් තියෙනවානේ. අර මම කාර් එක ගන්න යනකොට අපි හිතමු කාර් එක උදාහරණයක් විදිහට හිතමු ළමයි කාර් එක ලක්ෂ 50යි කියලා. අයිතිකාරයා ලක්ෂ 10ක් දැම්මා. ණයට 40ක් ගත්තා. So I have a car, it's worth of 50 million, right? ආගා තියෙනවා sorry 5 million ලක්ෂ 50ක් කාර් එකක් තියෙනවා. Owner has put 10. Owner has put 1 million. Owner ලක්ෂ 10ක් දාලා තියෙනවා. That is what we call the equity. අයිතිකාරයා දාපු කැලලට අයිතිකාරයාගේ අයිතියට අපි කියනවා equity කියලා. The balance we borrowed. ඉතිරි ටික අපි ණයට ගත්තේ. So it's a liability. ඔයගේ අයිතිය කීයද? ලක්ෂ 50ක් කාර් එකක්. හරි. ඒවා එළියට කීයක් ගෙවන්න ඕනද? 40යි. අයිතිකාරයා දාපු ගාන කීයද? 10යි. That's what we call the statement of financial position. මම ඒක asset යන්නේ කිව්වේ. There will be no load of assets, load of liabilities, and the amount put by the owner or the owner's entitlement. හරිද? So it's another statement. Right? It's another statement like that. Income and the expenses and like that. And we prepare another statement called statement of changes in equity. Statement of changes in equity. මේකෙන equity එකේ අවුරුද්දේ මුල වාගේ opening equity එක අවුරුද්දේ මුල කොච්චරද තිබුණේ අවුරුද්දේ end එකේ කොච්චරද තිබුණේ ඔය දෙකේ වෙනස මොකක්ද කියලා. What has happened? Changes in equity. Equity එකේ වෙනස මොකක්ද? From the beginning balance to the closing balance, what has happened? අයිතිකාරයන්ගේ අයිතිය උඩ වැඩි අඩු වැඩි වුණා නම් මොකක්ද උනේ? So for that we are preparing a statement. Right? අපි ආපු flow එකේ ඉන්න business එකක් තියෙනවා. ඒගොල්ලෝ won't satisfy කරන්න යන්නේ different methods වලින් එක් කරනවා sole proprietorship company like that. There are stakeholders, they have to take decisions. For the decisions they need information. Information is provided through the financial statements. There are different types of financial statements. One particular statement is giving you the profit or loss during the financial year. පහුගිය අවුරුද්දේදී ලාභය කීයද කියලා දෙනවා. How much income, how much expense, what is profit? How much of profit being generated? Another statement will give you how much of assets, කොච්චර වත්කම් තියෙනවද? How much of liabilities, කොච්චර ගෙවන්න තියෙනවද? And how much belong to the owners. ඉතිරි balance එක කොච්චරද? අයිතිකාරයන්ට කොච්චරක් තියෙනවද? So it's what we call the statement of financial position. And in that owners part, අයිතිකාරයන්ගේ part එකේ we need to give the difference or the variance what has happened. අවුරුද්දේදී මොකද උනේ? වැඩි වුණාද අඩු වුණාද? ඇයි මොකක්ද උනේ? We need to give a briefing on that. There's a separate statement called statement of changes in equity. There's another statement called statement of cash flows. දැන් මේ assets අතුලේ තියෙනවනේ asset එකක් cash කියලා. සල්ලි කියලා asset එකක් තියෙනවනේ. So during the year, right, there are certain cash inflows. සල්ලි ආපු ඒවාක් තියෙනවා. සල්ලි ගියපු ඒවාක් තියෙනවා. There are certain cash inflows, there are certain cash outflows. That details are given through the statement of cash flows. ඒ තොරතුරු ටික දෙනවා cash flow statement එකෙන්. Which is also a very important statement. Very important statement. Right? So that your profit or loss, which will give you the income and the expenses, your statement of financial position, which will give you the assets, liabilities and equity, changes in equity, which will give you the variance in equity throughout the year, increase or decrease, what has happened, a statement of cash flows, what are the cash inflows and outflows, and the final element is what we call the notes, satahan. Any other important information. Maybe හතරට දාන්න බැරි වෙච්ච, but still if it is important, any other important information will be provided. Now all these 5 statements are provided as a pack. මේක එන්නේ පොඩි pack එකක් විදියට ළමයි. Right? This is the output of accounting. මේ financial statements කියලා කියන්නේ අපි මේ ලොකුවට මේ කතා කරන accounting වල output එක අපේ නිමැවුම. This is our output of accounting. This is our output of accounting. Right? Okay? දැන් මේ stakeholders ලට decisions ගන්න තොරතුරු එපැයි. So in accounting what we do is ultimately by running a very tedious process, right? We are doing a tedious process, and through that process the final outcome, the final output is what we call these financial statements. The P&L and the statement of financial position, changes in equity, cash flow statement and the notes will be provided to the stakeholders for them to make economic decisions. Right. Okay. එතෙන්ට වෙනකල් තේරුණාද? පැහැදිලිද? අපි දැන් මේ මම යන්නේ පොඩක් different approach එකක්. හරිද? එතකොට අපි මේ output එකේ ඉඳලා මේ පැත්තට එමු ළමයි. හරිද? එතකොට මේ පොඩ්ඩක් වඩා තේරෙනවා. Okay? හරි? Right. Okay. මම ඔයාලට මේක මෙහෙම තියෙද්දි මේක චුට්ටක් පෙන්නන්නම්. Let's go to Google. අපි මෙහෙම Google එකට යමු. අපි යමු ළමයි CSE එකට, Colombo Stock Exchange එකට. Right. Colombo Stock Exchange එකට ගිහිල්ලා අපි මේ account set එක අරන් බලමු ටිකක්. Let's look at John Keel's. Right. John Keel's එකේ අපි බලමු account set එකක් ගන්න. Financials annual report 21-22. Right, annual report 21-22. Okay. යමු මේකේ annual report එකේ financial statements තියෙන හරියට පොඩ්ඩක් යට තියෙන්නේ. මේ ඔක්කොම ඉතින් හදන එක ඔයාලා ඉස්සරහට කරන් තියනවාද? හරි. right. ඔය තියෙනවා. Okay. හරි. Right. Okay. Let me yeah. ළමයි. Can you all see? ඔයාලට මේක පැහැදිලිව පේනවද? මම මේ කියන්නේ අපේ මේ accounting වල output එක පෙන්වන්නේ හොඳේ. I'm trying to show you the output of financial accounting. ඒක තමයි අපි හදලා stakeholders ලට දෙන්නේ. මෙන්න දැන්වත් තීරණයක් ගන්න හරියට. අයිතිකාරයා මේ හරියට බලලා ඉන්වෙස්ට් කරන්න. බැංකුව මේ බලලා හරියට ණය දෙන්න. රජය මේ බලලා හරියට tax එකක් ගහන්න. So that is what we are trying to do. Right. Can you all see? මේක පේනවද? නිකන් ලාවට හරි. shape එක පේනවද? I don't know whether you all can see. Can? Yes. Good. නිකන් ලාවට වගේ පේනවද? Yeah, okay. Right. Look here, this is the income statement. Like I told you that profit or loss කියලා කියන්නේ ඒකට income statement කියලාත් කියනවානේ. I told you in the profit or loss it will give you the income. ඔයාලට දෙන ආදාය revenue. That will right, ඔයාලට total revenue එක තියෙනවා. Right, total revenue some 218 billion something. හරිද? 218 rupees thousand, so it's billion something, right? And they are showing you different expenses. ඔයාලට විවිධ වියදම් පෙන්නනවා. Minus figures can expenses. Different types of expenses. Cost of sales කියනවා, selling and distribution expenses, administration expenses, other expenses, finance cost, finance income separately. So they will give you the income and the expenses. ඔය විදිහට එක දීලා ultimately they will show you the profit for the year. අවුරුද්දේ profit එක පෙන්නනවා. Profit for the year 20 billion. Right? So John Keel's during the year 21-22 they have made a profit of 20 billion. We as accountants under company accounts we are going to prepare this. අපි මේක හදනවා. Right? So we as accountants we are going to prepare this 20 billion profit in the income statement or the P&L, right? That is one statement. හරිද? මේ තියෙන ඒකෙම part එකක් මොකද income statement එකේම කැලලක් වගේ P&L එකේම කැලලක් statement of comprehensive income we have to prepare මේවා අපිට හදන්න තියෙනවා, right? Then statement of financial position මම ඔයාලට කිව්වා statement of financial position give you assets in one side. Statement of financial positions will give you assets. මේ තියෙන විවිධ වර්ගයේ assets. Property, plant and equipment, right of use, investment property, intangible assets, different assets. Inventory, trade and other receivable, cash, like that. Assets ටික තියෙනවා. Then you have equity. ඊට පස්සේ තියෙනවා equity ටික. මේ assets තියෙනවා ඊට යටින් තියෙනවා equity ටික. Thereafter you have the liabilities. ඊට පස්සේ තියෙනවා liabilities ටික. Statement of financial position. හරි. Then we have the statement of cash flows. Okay. What හදන්න තියෙනවා කියලා statement of cash flows. Different cash inflows and outflows. ඔයාලට තියෙනවා plus minus කියලා තියෙන inflows and outflows. This is something you are going to prepare. මේවට හදන්න තියෙනවා ඉස්සරහට. මේක තමයි ඔයාගේ output එක අන්තිමට. Inflows and outflows. Right? Statement of cash flows, inflows and outflows. Here, statement of changes in equity. අර එක එක equity වර්ගවල opening balance එකේ ඉඳලා closing balance එකට මොකද වුනේ? From the opening balance to the closing balance what has happened? මොනවද increases, මොනවද decreases? Right? Increase and the decrease they have to give. Right? The statement of changes in equity. Right? Statement of changes in equity. Okay. Sorry. And here after that you have the notes to the financial statements. ඒවන ඉතින් මේ ඔක්කොම notes. ඉතින් මෙතනින් එහාට තියෙන ඔක්කොම ටික notes. මේ ඔක්කොම ඉතින් ඔයාලා ඉතින් පැල් බඳගෙන හදන්න ඕනේ. ඉවරයක් නෑ තාමත්. තාම ඉවර නෑ. තාම ඉවරත් නෑ. තව තියෙනවා. තාම ඉවර නෑ. Okay. Right? So that is our final output. Right? In accounting, our final output is going to be this. The profit or loss, income minus expenses. Financial positions, assets, liabilities and equity. Changes in equity, what has happened to the equity. Cash flows, what are the inflows, what are the outflows. Notes, any other important information. Okay? So this is our basically the output of accounting. Hari. Right. Hari. එහෙනම් අපි මේ process එක කතා කරගෙන ආවා. stakeholdersලා කියලා જાතියකට තීරණ ගන්න account set එකක් හදනවා, account set එකක් හදන්න වෙනවා කියලා අපි දන්නවා. Right. හරිද? Okay. Right. එහෙමනම් දැන් ඔන්න අපි out. Now we can go to the process. අපිට දැන් පොඩ්ඩක් මේ accounting process එක පැත්තට යන්න පුළුවන්. හරිද? අපි දැන් මේ accounting වල වෙන්නේ මොකද්ද කියන එක ගැන පොඩි idea එකක් ආවා. Right? ඒක තමයි first lesson එක. හොඳේ? What is accounting නේ? Right. So that now we will try to understand the accounting process. අපි දැන් පොඩ්ඩක් accounting process එක understand කරමු. Every process has 3 steps. හැම ක්‍රියාවලියකම පියවර තුනක් තියෙනවා. What are the 3 steps in a process? Process එකක තියෙන පියවර තුන මොකක්ද ළමයි? What are the 3 steps in the process? Process එකක තියෙන පියවර තුන මොකක්ද? What are the 3 steps in a process? Yeah, you all know. කියන්න බලන්න. Very good. Input, process and output. Input, process and output, right? Every process you got 3 steps. One is your input, other one is your process, other one is your output, right? You put something, then you are going through with the different odd steps and finally you produce something, right? Input, process and output. යදවුම් ක්‍රියාවලිය සහ නිමවුම. Now we know the output. මම කියන්නේ මම පොඩ්ඩක් උගන්වන්න ටිකක් වෙනස් විදියකට මම input එකට focus කරනවට වඩා මුලින්ම output එක පැත්තෙන් තමයි යන්නේ. Right. Okay. So now we know the output. Output is what we call the financial statements. What are these financial statements? Profit or loss, statement of financial position, statement of changes in equity, statement of cash flows, and the notes. ඔක තමයි අපි output එක. ඒක output. ඒක නිකන් ළමයි මේ මැජික් එකකින් පහළ වෙන්නේ නැහැ දැන්. ජෝන් කීල්ස් එකේ account set එක ඔයගොල්ලෝ දැක්කා. පා වෙනවනේ පිට 300 ගාණක් නේ. Right? So you are going to do that. හරිද? ඔයගොල්ලෝ අනාගතේ ඔය හදනවා. I myself involved in certain financial statement preparations such as ADs and stuff. That is something you have to do. You are going to do. It's not easy, but you have to do. Right? You have to do. That is our output. And it's not going to happen like magic. නේ එහෙම එකපාරට වෙන්නේ නැහැ. නේ ඔයාලා කියන්නේ මේ account set එක නිකන් අපිට magic wand එකක් අරගෙන එහෙට මෙහෙට වනපු ගමන් account set එකක් එහෙම හැදින්නේ නැහැ. Right? So that there's a tedious process. මේ process එක චුට්ටක් ඉගෙන ගමු. හරිද? We will recap on, we will understand the process. මේ process එක චුට්ටක් understand කරගමු. Right. This is one of the key area. Right. Now, when it comes to a business, right, there are stakeholders, and these stakeholders are willing to take decisions. For that, they are going to use the financial statements that we know. ඒගොල්ලෝ financial statements use කරනවා. Right. Now, from these financial statements or from the stakeholders, for them to take decisions, they are going to use the financial statements. Now, through that, what they want is, right, every business guys, right, for in order to be a business, they need to do transactions. Every business, they need to do transactions. Every business is going to do transactions. If you are not doing any transactions, if you are not selling something, if you are not manufacturing something, you are not a business. දැන් උදාහරණයක් විදියට අපි හිතමු ඕගොල්ලෝ මිලදී ගන්නවා photocopy machine එකක්. Let's say for an example, you will purchase a photocopy machine. අරගෙන ඒක පොලිතින් කොලයකින් ඔතලා ගෙදර තියාගෙන ඉන්නවා. photocopy machine එකක් ගත්තා. මේව එහෙම නිකන් තියන්නත් බෑ හරි වියදම් කරලා ගත්තේ කියලා ඉටි කවරයක් එහෙම දාලා ගෙදර තියාගෙන ඉන්නවා. Will it be a business? No, right? ඒක business එකක් නෑනේ. In order to be a business, you should be operating it නේ. ඔයා එතකොට ඔන්න එක transaction එකක් කරනවා photocopy machine එක run කරන්න A4 කොල ගන්නවා raw materials ගන්නවා. Right? And then you put up a board saying photocopies are available at 5 rupees per page. රුපියල් 5යි කොලයකට. You do a marketing. Thereafter, you try to get some customers. Other customer will come, ask for a photocopy. You do the print photocopying part and you collect money, right? And by doing some sales, you are going to settle the supplier. So like that, there should be transactions. Otherwise, it's not a business. Photocopy machine එකක් ගත්ත පළියටවා businessman කෙනෙක් නෙවෙයි. You have to run it, you have to operate it. තේන? අපි බේකරියක් සල්ලි දීලා ගත්තයි කියලා ඒක business එකක් වෙන්නේ අපි පාන් හදන්න ඕනේ. අපි රෙස්ටෝරන්ට් එකක් සල්ලි දීලා ගත්තයි කියලා business එකක් වෙන්නේ අපි ඒක කෑම හදන්න ඕනේ, service කරන්න ඕනේ. Right? So to be a business, you should do transactions. And not only that, in a business, time to time there will be certain events which are happening. ගනුදෙනුම නෙමෙයි සමහර දේවල් වෙනවා. Right? සමහර දේවල් වෙනවා. There can be a situation where your vehicle gets, vehicle is facing an accident. වාහනේට accident එකක් වුණා. fire එකක් ආවා. That's an event. ඒක transaction නෙවෙයි. අපි ගින්න සල්ලි දීලා ගන්න නෑනේ. Accident සල්ලි දීලා ගන්න නෑනේ. So it's not a transaction, but it's an event. Right? There can be situations. Employee කෙනෙක් අයින් වෙලා යනවා. Not a transaction. It's an event. A new employee is recruited. It's not a transaction. It's an event. But those are happening in a business. That's very, very typical, right? So when it comes to a business, in order to be a business there will be transactions and events. ව්‍යාපාරයක් වෙන්න නම් ගනුදෙනු හා සිදුවීම් වෙනවාම තමයි. එහෙම නොවෙනවා නම් ඒ ව්‍යාපාරයක් නොවේ. Okay? Right. Now these transactions and the events, right? So events are ultimately provided in the financial statements. ඔය transactions and events සෑහෙන දෙයක් වෙනවනේ business එක. ඒව ටික අපි ලස්සනට summarize කරලා ගේන තැන තමයි financial statement එක කියන්නේ. දැන් ඔයාම හිතන්න. Think about Cargill's Food City. Cargill's Food City has 600 plus Cargill's Food City outlets. Cargill's Food City ලංකාව පුරාම තියෙනවා 600. 600කට වඩා තියෙනවා. Every Cargill's Food City has 5 or 6 cashier points. හැම Cargill's Food City එකම cashier points 6ක් 5ක් විතර වගේ තියෙනවා. Every minute there will be a transactions. Every single minute, every single second there will be transaction. Cashier එක හැම මොහොතකම transaction එකක් යනවා. Right? So there will be like millions and billions of transactions. There will be like millions and billions of transactions throughout a year. There are like lot of transactions which has created a massive amount of transaction volume. ඒක පතරංග ජාතකයේ වගේ අපිට නිකන් ඔක්කොම transactions ටික print කරලා decision makers ලට දෙන්න බෑනේ. කාගියස් එකේ වෙච්ච හැම ගනුදෙනුවම ටොපියක් ගත්ත තැනේ ඉඳලා චොකලට් එකක් ගත්ත තැනේ ඉඳලා ඔක්කොම ටික print කරලා තඩි හැල්ලක් වගේ දුන්නොත් එහෙම, right? That will take like bundles of A4s. A4 bundle මිටි ගණන් අපිට print කරන්න වෙයි. තේරුම් නැහැනේ. So we can summarize that information into a single figure called revenue. A millions වලින් වෙච්ච ගනුදෙනු ටික කොහොම ටික ගානට summarize කරලා we can bring that to a single figure called revenue. ඒක අපිට ලස්සනට දෙන්න පුළුවන් P&L එකේ. Billions of transactions into a single figure summarized. සමහරට Cargill's එක ණය අරන් තියෙන පුළුවන් බැංකු 25කින්. Right? Out of like 25 banks and financial institutions, they have taken loans. And during the year, they have settled the loans, taken new loans, and settled the interest. Like that, there can be a lot of other transactions. But you can summarize that information into a single figure called bank loans in the financial position. Clear? So that the financial statements are kind of a summarized version of it. Summarized වෙලා තමයි යන්නේ. Now, a very detailed, very lengthy amount of information we have summarized into a single piece of information, so that there will be a process. එතකොට මේක ළමයි එහෙම ලොකු data තොගයක් කොහොම නිකන් summarize වෙලා එන්න නිකන් මාර process එකක් යනවා. පට්ට process එකක් යනවා. Right? There's a mass process which is happening. Right? Now, that's where the process part. In process, guys, right, initially you record the transaction. Or transaction neka recognize karana, or transaction neka measure karana, right? So initially what you do is you try to record the transaction. Unima ganudenu tiya varta karana. In accounting we have a theory called not documented, not done. No. Again, අපි document එකලා නැත්නම් ඒක කෙරෙලා නැහැ වගේ. So your accounting process starts with the recording part. මුලින්ම ඕක record කරන්න ඕනේ. First of all, you have to record the transaction. මුලින්ම ඕක පොඩ්ඩක් record කරන්න ඕනේ. Okay? Now after recording the transaction, right? So thereafter what will happen is you are going to classify the transactions. Record karana, then classify karana. After recording the transactions, you are going to classify the transactions. එක වර්ග කරනවා. record කරානේ ඔක්කොම මේ ටික මෙන්න මේ ගොඩ. මේ ටික income ගොඩක්. මේ ටික මේ expense ගොඩ. මෙන්න මේ ටික asset ගොඩට දාන්න. මෙන්න මේ ටික liability ගොඩට දාන්න. So you do the classification. You do the classification, right? After recording and classifications, you do the posting. මේ ටික දැන් අපි ledger accounts වලට post කරනවා. We post them to some accounts. Post කරනවා accounts වලට. Right? We post them to the accounts. Finally, what you do is you do the summarizing. You do the summarizing. දැන් මේක පොඩ්ඩක් sum up කරමු. Summarize කරමු. First of all, you record the transaction, then you separate them into different categories, then you post them. ඒ ටික total එක post කරනවා. Thereafter you do the summarizing. ඒ ටික අපි මොකද්ද කරන්නේ අන්තිමට summarize කරනවා. You do the summarizing part. Then that summarized information will be converted to a financial statement. You record, you classify, you summarize, and you prepare the financial statements. මුලින්ම transaction එක record කරනවා. Right? දැන් මොනවද මේ ගනුදෙනු කියලා කියන්නේ? Purchase, sale, paying the salaries, taking the loans, paying the loans, a lot of things. Right? What are these incidents? It can be accidents, hiring an employee, leaving an employee, obtaining a new technology, maybe a lot of other things. So in order to be a business, there should be transaction. There should be events. First of all, what you're going to do is we need to capture the transaction. You're going to record the transaction. ගනුදෙනු අල්ලගන්න. We need to capture the event. Thereafter you classify. දැන් අල්ලගත්තනේ ඔක්කොම ටික. ඔක්කොම ගනුදෙනු අල්ලගත්තනේ. ඔක්කොම සිදුවීම් ටික අල්ලගත්තනේ. එහෙනම් අපිට මේක බෙදලා දාමුකෝ අපි. ඔන්න බෙදලා දාන්න. මේ කොටට දාන්න. මේ කොටට දාන්න. මේ කොටට දාන්න. So you do the classification. Thereafter the total of the classified amount. Classify කරපේ bulk total එක අරගෙන you do the posting. ඒකට දානවා පොඩි entry එකක්. අර අපි ඔය debit credit ගන්නනේ. අන්න ඒ part එක නේ ඊළඟට. Debit and the credit. Okay, done. Then you have to do the summarizing. දැන් ඔය debit credit කියලා ඔය දාගෙන ගියපේ ඔය ටික එකතුව ගන්නකො. Right, get the total part. Then what we call the summarizing. Okay, right? Right. Now let me put these things in this manner. For you to record the transactions, guys, right? For you to record the transactions, we use something called source documents. ගනුදෙනුවක් record කරන්න අපි source document එක කියලා එකක් පාවිච්චි කරනවා. Right? That is the initial document you issue for a transaction. ගනුදෙනුවක් වුණා කියන එක තහවුරු කරන්න අපි issue කරන document එකට කියනවා source document එක කියලා. So that's the initial document. In that document you are going to record the transactions. You are going to record the transaction. Source document. Thereafter you do the classification of these transactions in the prime entry books. ඊළඟට අපේ තියෙනවා පොත් වගේක් අපි ඒකට කියනවා prime entry books කියලා. The transaction which was captured through the source document will be recorded in the prime entry book. මුලින්ම ගනුදෙනුව document එකක් issue කරලා අල්ලනවා. අද උදාහරණයක් විදිහට ඔයා සල්ලි ගෙවුවයි කියලා හිතන්නකෝ. කරේ payment එකක් කරා කියලා business එකකට what receipt එකක් හම්බෙනවනේ. You are going to receive a receipt, no? So for a cash receipt of a business is issuing a document called a receipt, a memo, cash memo. Document එකක් issue කරනවා. Thereafter you are going to record them in a prime entry book. ඒකට පස්සේ prime entry book කියලා වර්ගයක record කරනවා. Then the totals of the prime entry book එකේ total එක you are going to pass a double entry in the general ledger. ඊට පස්සේ මොකද්ද කරන්නේ? double entry කියලා જાතියක් තියෙනවා. මේ prime entry book එකේ total එකට double entry එක pass කරනවා. Right? For the total of the prime entry book you are going to pass a double entry. Debit and credit කියලා ඔය කියන්නේ. You are going to pass a double entry. And the totals of the general ledger, for that we are going to prepare a trial balance. අපි ඊට පස්සේ කරන්නේ අර ledger balances ටික එකතු කරලා හදනවා trial balance කියලා එකක්. We call it TB, trial balance. Using the trial balance you prepare the financial statements. හරිද? This is what we call the financial accounting process. හරි. මෙතෙන්ට වෙනකල් ඕකේද? ගැටලු තියනවද? ප්‍රශ්න තියනවද? මම කරනවා වේගي වැඩිද? තේරෙනවද මොකද තත්ත්වේ ළමයි are we all okay right හරි මිනුරි කොහමද තත්ත්වේ තේරුණාද ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවද මිනුරි okay හරි ඊළඟට චමුදි දාලා තියෙනවා can understand කියලා right හරි okay don't worry about the language හරිද ඔයාලට ඕන එකක් අවුලක් නැද්ද දාන්න රුසිරු කොහමද තත්ත්වේ බේසික් අයිඩියා එකක් ආවද රුසිරු දෙවඟ දාලා තියෙනවා රෙකෝඩින් එක ගන්න පුළුවන්ද කියලා will arrange රුසිරු කොහමද තත්ත්වේ රුසිරු okay good super යෙන්
admin කියලා තියෙනවද සංදීප ජයසේකර කියලා තියෙනවද දාන්නවනේ
sorry සංදීප ජයසේකරකට දැම්ම නම් හරි මම right ඔය ඇඩ්මින් එකෙන් තමයි මේගොල්ලෝ අර මේ වීඩියෝ එක ෂෙයා කරන්නේ සංදීප ජයසේකර කියන එකෙන් තමයි මම මෙතන ලැප් එකක් තියාගෙන මට පේන්නේ right sorry සුජානි කොහමද අතර මේ okay හරිද right okay ළමයි හරි දැන් මෙහෙමයි දැන් අපිට මෙහෙම දැන් දවස් කීපයක් මේ විදිහට කරගෙන යන්න තියෙනවා ඕගොල්ලන්ට තේරෙන අඩුපාඩුවක් තියෙනවා නම් කියන්න හොඳේ ඒතකොට අපිනේ එතකොට අපිට ඒවා හදා ගන්න පුළුවන් එතකොට මේක මේ කරන විදිය ඕකේද මේක පැහැදිලිද එහෙම නැත්නම් තේරෙන්නේ නැද වගේද වේගය වැඩිද so you have to tell ඔයගොල්ලෝ කියන්නේ නැතුනොත් මට තේරෙන්නේ නැහැ don't worry මේ කියන්නේ ඒක ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ හරි මම ළමයි මෙහෙමයි මේ ඔක්කොම ආට notes දීලා තියෙනවා මම මේ PDF එක වාට share කරා හරිද PDF එකේ මේවා ටික වෙනම තියෙනවා අපි PDF එක follow කරන එකම නෙවෙයි අපි ඒක learn කරලා PDF එකේ තියෙන ටික ඒකට මම ඔයාලට පෙන්නන්නම් හරිද ඊළඟ එක ඕගොල්ලෝ මම කැමති මාත් එක්කම මේ blank sheet එකක් තියාගෙන ඔයාලගේ note එකත් මේ වගේ මම ලියනවත් එක්කම ලියාගෙන යනවා එහෙම කළා ඕගොල්ලන්ට මොන හරි ලියා ගන්න ඕන නම් මට කියන්න සර් පොඩ්ඩක් පොඩි වෙලාවක් දෙන්න ලියා ගන්න කියලා so that I can give you some time engage වෙන්න that's the most important thing හරි මෙතෙන්ට වෙනකල් ඕකේද කට්ටියම එහෙනම් මම තොර ඔන්න ඔයාට process එක explain කරා so I explained the process හරි okay එතකොට guys මම accounting කියන එක ගැන වාට briefing එකක් stakeholders ලා ගැන එහෙම කියලා දීලා financial statements වර්ග ටික පෙන්නලා ඊට පස්සේ accounting process එක ගැන briefing එකක් දුන්නා. මේක ගැන අපි තව ඉස්සරහටත් කතා කරනවා don't worry. Okay right. Okay let's now look at the slides and all. හරිද අපි මේ slides වල තියෙන ඒවා චුට්ටක් අපි follow කරමු. හරි. Look here. The topic is what is accounting අපි බලමු මේ අපි මෙච්චරලා ඉගෙන ගත්තේ ඒවත් එක්ක එක ටික connect වෙනවද කියලා what is accounting accounting is concerned with collecting okay yes we are collecting data we collect the information through the source documents and the prime entry books and this and that analyzing yes we classified the transactions into different prime entry books and we recorded them in the ledger we prepared the financials and we analyze right analyzing and communicating communicating the tool of communication is the financial statements අපි account set එක හදලා ඒක available කරනවා මම කියවර CSC site එකට දාන්නේ public listed companies වල if you are a PLC right you are going to put the financial statement in the if you are a PLC you are going to put the financial statement in the CSC website therefore it's a communication right it's a communication so communicating the financial information right the purpose is to help people that use this information people that use this information අපි ඒගොල්ලන්ට මොකද්ද කියන්නේ මේ තොරතුරු පාවිච්චි කරන අයට ලස්සන නමක් කියනවා. What is that? කවුද ඒගොල්ලෝ? Stakeholders, right? Very good. Stakeholders, right? We call them the stakeholders. Right. To make more informed decisions. අන්න බලන්න. මම කියන්නේ තීරණ වර්ග දෙකයි decisions based on informations, decisions based on intuitive or the gut feel. They are going to make some informed decisions. If the financial information that is communicated is not capable of improving the quality of decisions made, there would be no point in producing it. හරි. දැන් මේවනේ අපි දෙන account set එකක් බලලා ඕනට හිතා ගන්න බැරි වුණොත් එහෙම දැන් මේ යාළුවගේ account set එක බැලුවාම අඩේ අප්පා මම මේක invest කරනවද නැද්ද? බැංකුවට හිතා ගන්න බැරි වුණොත් මම මොන්ට ණය දෙනවද නැද්ද? රජයට හිතා ගන්න බැරි වුණොත් එහෙම මම tax ගහනවද නැද්ද? මේ මට හිතා ගන්න බෑනේ කියලා then it's no point. හරිද? තේරුම් නැහැ. So accounting, the whole purpose is we are going to help the stakeholders for the decision making. අපි ඇත්තටම කරන්නේ මේ තීරණ ගන්න පාර්ශවයන්ට තීරණ ගන්න උදව් කරන එක. Because they have to take an informed decision, no? That is what we do. හරි. Now we look at certain definitions. ඔයාලගේ syllabus එකේ තියෙන සමහර definitions කීපයක් තියෙනවා අපි බලමු. Definition by the American Accounting Association. දැන් කෙනෙක් හිතන්න පුළුවන් sir අපි මේව කටපාඩම් කරන්න එහෙම ඕනේද? No need. හරිද? If you can understand the flow and everything, that's it. පාඩම් කරන්න අවශ්‍ය දේවල් මම කියන්නම්. එහෙම නැත්නම් මේ ඔක්කොම කටපාඩම් කරන්න එහෙම අවශ්‍ය නැහැ. accounting කියන්නේ මොකද්ද කියලා දැනගන්න. accounting process එකේ මොකද්ද වෙන්නේ කියලා පොඩ්ඩක් තේරුම් ගන්න. ඒ ඇති. හරිද? No need to memorize. We look at the definition by American Accounting Association. What is accounting? මොකද්ද accounting කියන්නේ? It's a process. Yes, it's a process. Accounting is a process. It's not a magic. It's not something overnight. එහෙනම් කඩබ්බර ගාලා එහෙම accounting financial statement එහෙම හැදෙන්නේ නැහැ. Right? It's a process. It's a very lengthy process. Accounting කියලා කියන්නේ process එක, පට්ට process එක. Right? It's a process of identifying, measuring and communicating economic information. First of all, you need to identify what are these transactions, what are these events, identify. Then measure, we need to assign a value. Measure කරනවා කියලා කියන්නේ රුපියල් 7 දානවා කියන එක. Identify කරනවා කියලා කියන්නේ මේ figure එක අඳුන ගන්න එක. This happened. We have made a sale. We have made a purchase. At what value? At what value we have made a sale? At what value we have made a purchase? So first of all, identify that something has happened. Then put a rupee value. Then ultimately communicate it. Summarize it and communicate the economic communication to permit informed judgment. Informed judgments and decisions by the users of information. Users of information. Right? හරි. අපි මේ කතා කරපු ඒවා තමයි නැවත තහවුරු වෙන්නේ. ඔයාලගේ syllabus එකේ තියෙන there's another definition by American Institute of Certified Public Accountants. Accounting is the art of recording. පොඩි කලාවකුත් ගෙනල්ලා තියෙනවා. Art of recording ඔයාලට මේ වචනේ මතකයි. Classifying ඔයාලට මේ වචනේ මතකයි. And summarizing in a significant manner and in terms of money transactions, and events ඔයාලට මතකයි. Which are part at least of financial character and interpreting the results thereof. Right? ඔයා මේ transactions and events ඔයා measure කරලා record කරලා classify කරලා summarize කරලා and you are trying to interpret the financial results thereof. හරිද? මේවා memorize කරන්න අවශ්‍ය නැහැ. Let's put ourselves into a common definition. පොඩි common definition. මෙච්චර කල් ඉගෙන ගත්තේ බයි. Right? We'll try to put up a common definition. What is the common definition? Providing financial information. Accounting is about providing financial information to the stakeholders of that entity for them to make economic decisions. හරිම ලේසි. ළමයි මේක නියමයට මතක තියාගන්න මේ අරව මතක කරලා දාන්නකෝ. American Institute මතක කරලා දාන්න. ඒ වැඩක් නැහැ. මේ තුන මතක තියාගන්නකෝ. හරිම ලේසි. Right? මේක points තුනකට කඩන්න. Okay, what is accounting? Okay, accounting is about providing financial information, okay, to stakeholders for them to make economic decisions. අර නිපාත පද තුනක් දාගන්නකො. right? නිපාත පද තුනක්. right? So it's about providing financial information. Providing financial information to stakeholders for them to make economic decisions. Right? Providing financial information to stakeholders for them to make economic decisions. Right? හරි. මෙන්න මේක ඔයාලට මතකද? මේක නිකන් දැන් ඕකේ වගේද? හරිද? stakeholders ලව දන්නවා. economic decisions ගන්නවයි කියලාත් දන්නවා. මොනවාද economic decisions? owners ලා invest or not, borrowers ලා lend or not, bankers ලා lend or not, suppliers ලා supply or not, customers ලා buy or not, right? Competitors ලා the pricing, marketing, market share. ඒවා තමයි economic decisions. හරි? right. Are we okay up to this point? ඔන්න එතකොට accounting වල definition එක ඔයාලට okay ද ළමයි? හරිම ලේසි අපි කතා කරා. right? හරි. objective of accounting. හරි. okay. ළමයි මේක මතකයිද? ආය ජීවිතේට අමතක වෙන්නේ නැහැ නේද? වචන තුනයි. financial information, stakeholders, decisions. Financial information, stakeholders, decisions. Economic decisions. Okay? Right. Okay. Right. My time is up. මම හිතන්නේ වෙලාව 5යි. හරිද? Right. objectives of accounting වලින් අපිට එකත් අරගම තමයි ළමයි. objectives of accounting කියන්නේ මේකම තමයි. I have to rewrite it. හරිද? එතන ඉඳලා අපි ඉස්සරහට කරගෙන යමු. දැන් මේ ඉස්සරහට තියෙන සමහර ඒවා අපි දැන් කතා කරලා ඉවරයි. හොඳේ. අපි දැන් මේ සමහර දේවල් අපි කතා කරලා ඉවරයි. accounting entity එකක් කියන්නේ මොකක්ද කියන එක අපි කතා කරා. ඊට පස්සේ stakeholders ලා ගැන අපි කතා කරා. කවුද මේ stakeholders ලා කියන එක. ඒතර අපි මේ ඉස්සරහට තියෙන topics කීපයක්ම දැන් කතා කරලා ඉවරයි. two branches of accounting ගැන අපි කතා කරා. financial accounting, management accounting. right? ඒවා අපි detail කරලා ඉස්සරහට කතා කරමු. right. okay. අපිට ලබන සතිය වෙද්දී ඔයාලගේ ටියුට් එකේ printed එකක් ඔයාලා ගාව තියෙනවා නම් හොඳයි. right? then we can fill out what we have learned so far. හරි. okay. so we are trying to wind up the class. හරි. අපි දැන් අදට නවත්තන්නටයි යන්නේ. any issues, concerns, clarifications? ප්‍රශ්න? nothing. all good? okay ද?
okay.
right. ගෙදර ගෙනියන්න තියෙන දේවල් තුනයි. financial information, stakeholders, economic decisions. හරිද? දැන්ටමත් ඔයාලා ගෙදර ඉන්නේ. ගෙනියන්න දෙන්නේ නැහැ. හැබැයි ඒක මේ අමතක කරන්න එපා. හරි. next week we will try to finish off this lesson. අපි ලබන සතියේ මෙම පාඩම අවසන් කරන්නට උත්සාහ කරමු. හරිද? සාමාන්‍යයෙන් මාසයක් විතරක් ගත වෙන lesson එකක්. අපි බලමු මේක catch up class එකක් හන්ද ඉක්මනට cover කරන්න බෑ. We'll try to finish off this lesson. Okay. I'm trying to wind up. Try to wind up. Right. There's nothing to be added now. So we'll meet up next week at the same time and we'll continue the session. Okay? Right. Have a good day, guys. We'll see you next week.